All that makes Migos impossible. Migos, my name is Taffray16. Welcome back to another episode of Reading Your Comments, episode 180. And I might have the coronavirus, but I feel good, so there's that. It is Sunday, or maybe Saturday if you're watching this a day early on Patreon. For those of you that know, the Patrons have the option to watch these as well as reaction videos up to a day early, sometimes more, and get your name in a video description as well. But regardless of what day you're watching this on, let's go ahead and read some comments. That's why you're one of the very few reactors I watch these days, because you don't do cringy shit like starting every video with "What's up, guys?" and constantly referring to everyone as you guys while doing the whole Team X thing. It's beyond cringe. It's actually rare for someone your age to not do that, so much respect. I appreciate the compliment, but I absolutely do that. I absolutely do that. I have a video intro, man. I've had the same intro for like 6 years. I appreciate you trying to compliment me, but I absolutely do this. With you on the banter thing, like trolling, the definitions change. Trolling used to be goading people into reacting or posting, like Ken M style, and now it's just as a catchable term for abuse. Banter used to be something that you would do with mates, and it's a way of, it would be a two-way street, whether it's about the crap haircut they decide to get or the sports team losing. Now it's just catch for all people ripping on each other's even if they've never met them. That's unfortunately yet a result of internet culture and social media. Social media has grown to the point where everyone thinks that they can say stuff and get away with it. This might be a controversial opinion, but more than ever in history, there's a large amount of people that need to be punched in the fucking face. Because there's so many people that think that they're indestructible. But as soon as they get fucking hit, they won't feel so indestructible. You put videos on YouTube a day after Patreon. Another reactor who I will not name is currently putting videos on YouTube 20 months after Patreon. Still, his reactions are great, and good things come to those who wait. I suppose, is that after work reactions? I like after work reactions, but 20 months? That's gotta be an over-exaggeration. That's almost 2 years. I couldn't imagine. It's hard for me to... the longest reaction video I've been sitting on is maybe one I recorded like a month ago. But like... and you'll learn more about that in the future, but like, almost 2 years? That's insane. Would you ever open a Discord server for your fans? I have a Discord server. It's kind of private though at the moment because we had an incident like 2 years ago where basically I used to have it linked publicly on my Twitch, but somebody was going around on Twitch in 2020 and going into people who were streaming Jackbox Party Pack games and going into their Discords and just publishing or just sending photos of a bunch of gore and shit. So after that, I completely locked the Discord, and I probably won't open it again. Mateo gets more character as Ben Dormant goes on and becomes one of the best. Really? Okay, does he actually turn into like a full-on main character? Well, maybe don't tell me that, but I was surprised seeing him get more character, but I'm also glad to see it. He was just kind of a sleazy, stereotypical villain before, so it's nice to see him flesh himself out a little bit. The one bit I never understand from this Ben Dorm episode is why the hotel would offer them all a free holiday. What did the hotel do wrong? It was the guests who brought the nutter into the hotel. Obviously, for the series, an excuse to try to bring back characters, but in reality, what did the hotel do wrong? If I make a suggestion, also, episodes 4 and 5 of Series 3 might be the best to do as the double episode month. I'll keep that in mind, thank you. As far as what the hotel did wrong, nothing, but maybe the free month was just like to save face because it was gonna get out into the media and cause bad publicity. That's what I can think of. Still can't believe they just get in a strange man's car in a foreign country, especially when he doesn't even talk to them. Kind of hard to suspend disbelief there. Well, I think it's more because the grandma was hysterical and was just willing to go with whoever, and also she doesn't seem to have a realistic fear of anybody. I mean, that guy was pointing a gun at her and she didn't seem to give a shit until she was convinced he was serious, so I think that's more on her. How the hell did you find out about Button Moon? This is my unemployed teenage life. Woke up late, took drugs, watched Button Moon, went to the shop, came back again. Next day just the same. The theme song for Button Moon was composed and written by Peter Davison, who was the 5th Doctor Who. It's not something he ever mentions in many interviews. Davison loves his involvement in Doctor Who, but kind of wants his Button Moon stuff to be forgotten. Now, if I may take a guess, he wrote the song, co-wrote it with his ex-wife. They got divorced like 11 years after Button Moon, This is just a guess. I don't know anything, but maybe their divorce wasn't. Maybe their divorce was a little bit messy, and maybe his marriage to her is something that he'd rather forget. And unfortunately, them co-writing a song is probably a key memory from that marriage. So, again, don't know that for a fact. That's just speculation, but could be that. People often joke about Button Moon being done on a budget of £5 to £10. I mean, that might not be far off. I mean, all the characters were just household items, so it was probably extremely low budget. On reflection, I think I like the teacher characters in Big School and the actors who play them slightly more than the ones in Bad Education. However, Bad Education absolutely smashes it in regards to the students, no contest. Although there was one more school-related show that, in my opinion, did both aspects even better. That was Channel 4's Teachers, which features a pre-Walking Dead Andrew Lincoln and a very young James Corden. I hope someone requests that at some point. How young James Corden we talking? Like Tango commercial young? And also Teachers is on the request list, I believe. So if you want me to do the trifecta of school shows, that'll be on the channel at some point in the future. Have you reached the Queen's nose? I don't know if I could reach that far, to be honest with you. Cheers for doing this. Here's some suggestions for the next Still Game episode: Garden, aka the Garden episode, Brief, aka the Car episode, Tappin', aka the Golf episode, Swattin', aka the Quiz episode, or Fresh Lick, aka the Painting and Decorating episode. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. I like the little descriptions you gave as well. It wasn't necessarily spoilers, just more like a summary, you know? So, more like, you know, just like a preview. So I like that, thank you. Brilliant, but how did Jack know his son's phone number off by heart in Still Game? Well, I mean, that took place in, like, what, the early 2000s? When you still had to, you know, remember stuff? So, that's probably how. Sweet, always great to see more Charlie Brooker on the channel. The song that played during the Psychic Academy was Ghost Town by the Specials. You may know it from the first scene, Shaun the Dead, or DJ Priest from Father Ted. Oh, that was probably where I remembered it from. Yeah, I haven't, it's been too long since I've seen Shaun the Dead, but Father Ted's probably where I remember it from. Can you imagine if Charlie Brooker and Chris Morris were a comedy series together? It exists. It was called Nathan Barley, and it was everything you expect. I've heard of that in the past. I don't think that's on the request list, surprising, but I might want to check the copyright on that, because that does sound interesting. The guy who tripped over the chairs didn't land on his head. He was just so embarrassed he decided to immediately go for sympathy. Honestly, I mean, he could have just taken it on the chin, but I also don't blame him. That must have been embarrassing as shit. When Nessa's driving off at the end of the Gavin and Stacey episode, she actually hit the red car at the end of the street. Oof, well, at least she didn't hit Stacey's car. I don't know if you've heard of Fathers for Justice in the UK, but that's what Smithy was referring to when he was talking about dressing up as Batman. A bunch of men would dress up as superheroes in order to champion equal custody for mothers and fathers. I think I've seen a clip of them. Were they the guys that interrupted that game show with like the picket signs and shit? Like I don't remember what show it was, but they went on to some kind of game show and interrupted them with picket signs and stuff. Am I thinking of the right people? Alright, y'all, that's gonna do it for another episode of Reading Your Comments. The comments in this video were pulled from the following videos. Last week's episode of Reading Your Comments, episode 179, American Rex to Ben Dorm 15, Button Moon, Big School, Still Game 21, You Have Been Watching, and Gavin and Stacey 8. If you want a chance to get your comment read in next week's episode of Reading Your Comments, you can comment on the following videos. This video, the reaction video that came out yesterday, which was Emmerdale, the reaction video that comes out on Monday, which will be Gladiators, and the ones that come out on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Those are the videos to comment on if you want a chance to get your comment read in next week's episode of Reading Your Comments. But that is going to do it for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, be sure to like it. If you didn't like it, don't. If you want to follow any of my social media links, my Twitch, where I stream every single day, my second channel for recent reviews, my Twitter, if you want to follow me on my Patreon, if you want to support me on my daily motion, all those things are in the video description down below. Also in the video description is linked to the community Reddit, as well as the daily schedule, as well as the Twitch VODs channel. And thank you to all my patrons currently named in the description for your constant support of me and my channel. For those that know, you can be Patreon on me for as low as $1 or £1, and you get access to reaction videos, as well as reading comments up to a day early. With all that being said though, my name is Taffrey. This has been this has been episode 180 of Reading Your Comments, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.